All right, something really upsetting just happened. I mean, I don't really have the right empathy to say that it's upsetting, but I know a lot of people are going to think that's upsetting right there. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but my cat, not my cat, but my dog right there, those are dogs, crawled into my little ditch thing that they dug it out. They can barely fit in there. They basically went into the middle of it, and then they started pulling out things like these little animals that were in there, and they're just killing them. And I know everybody has different levels of like thinking about whether that's bad or good. I mean, if it was a mice or a rat or whatever, nobody probably care. But depending on the kind of animal that other animals are killing, people care about it. And I think that that is what is like a base level difference between us as humans and actual animals. And all of these things, because of my brain damage and all my the cutting that happened and whatever else, is like stuff that I forgot all about how any of it works. So I'm like relearning everything. And when I relearn things, I think about stuff differently. And that's why I'm posting this video, not necessarily because I'm right or wrong, but because I have these ideas and I need to post them because it helps me try to move forward with it. But I'm also curious. So if, as you watch this video, if you have questions or comments or whatever, like, subscribe. Well, maybe not, I don't know. If you don't like it, but subscribe, and then maybe you can put some stuff in the comments and you can help me to learn better or teach me something. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't want you to teach me any bullshit because I don't need to know any. So that's the reality of that life. But here's the situation that I'm thinking about right now. I watched something that I think most people would say is sick, and it would make them upset, okay? For me, I'm not at a level yet because of this brain stuff where I understand I just don't care. That's basically what it comes down to. But it's not that just don't care because I don't understand kind of some of the very small differences between right and wrong. I don't care because they're animals, and animals kill each other all the time, literally every day, millions of them all the time, and you can't do anything about it, okay? So the thought that I'm having in my head is I'm thinking about something that has been happening for a long time. And I'm watching like videos, and I only watch stuff on YouTube. I don't watch any news because, one, I can't necessarily understand it, but also before all this brain stuff happened, I already knew that I can't trust those people anyways. And I don't want to hear their perspectives and their information when it is clearly rigged and fake, and they literally just don't care about normal people like me, like you. They care about themselves, their high communities, and they care about, obviously, destroying America because that's what they're doing. And it's freaking nuts that we're at this level where I even have to like think about this. If you're an American, and I'm speaking this way, but this covers every single country, and things are happening all over the world. Things are happening over in Europe. Things are happening in the UK. Things are happening just everywhere, okay? It's not just America. Normal people like me, normal people like you are waking up to the fact that our governments suck. They're not to help us, they're to help themselves. And they're doing things to destroy our economies, destroy our communities, to basically keep power. That's what this comes down to. They don't want to make America better or your country better. What they want to do is make themselves better. And this is so unfortunate, but this is what has happened since the beginning of time. You have power, you have people, they get corrupted or they're already evil. They want to push their own agendas. And even what happens is they get into a place of power and then they basically get it worse. They make your communities worse. And a lot of them come from other countries. And unfortunately, we were never smart enough, including America, to pass laws to prevent people from other countries from ever getting into our government, period, at any single level. And I know this probably doesn't sound right or whatever, but that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to speak about basic knowledge from the beginning of time and what makes sense, common sense, okay? If you live in a country and you speak a certain language and you follow certain religion, whether that matters or not, because the religion part is pretty minimal in this whole thing. It's all about freedoms, and it's about your ability to communicate and live your own life and build a family and own land and all this kind of stuff in your country and be protected. That was the point of a government. What has happened is the government, and this has happened since the beginning of time, just watch some videos and you will clearly see online that since the beginning of time, humans are bad. This period, okay? We're bad, we do bad things. We live in the greatest age right now where we have the most possible freedom yet we still give our freedom away. We still create our own situations where we are willing to bow down to rulers. And this is what's insane. There's clearly totally retarded and stupid people out there that have been brainwashed, okay? And it's been working very well for the Democratic Party of things. And I don't even know, and I'm not even gonna say it's even real Democrats, because there's no way it is. The Democratic Party used to be for something completely different. And I've talked to plenty of people that are 90 years old that tell me how the Democrats used to be, and it ain't how it is now. They're Democrats in the name because it says they're Democrats or whatever, but they are clearly working for China. They are clearly working for other countries and bad things and stuff that they hate. They're working against religion. They're working against your family, families in general, good people, working hard, making America strong, making your country strong. They're literally working against that. 100%. And every one of your countries has a party like that. And what's insane about it is we've gotten to this place where this is where we're at in America and so many countries around the world, where what happens is you have a democracy, you have a republic, you have a republic democracy or some kind of hybrid between them. And what happens is you end up getting it so corrupt that people don't care anymore about what matters to them, about what should help them. Just like me, just like you, what we should be actually fighting for, we don't care about that anymore. Do you know what we care about? We care about who looks the best, who speaks the best, and who tells us what we want to hear. That's what's freaking sick, okay? Because we have the internet now. Do you understand that? Everything is caught on camera, basically. So if you think you can believe what a person is telling you, and they literally do the opposite, and they continually do the opposite, and you keep believing that they will do this other thing, at that point, you're a moron. That's it. That is it. And it's not me. It's not maybe you, but it's whoever is that moron. That's all it comes down to. It's freaking insane that we're even still at this level, that we can be so smart, we can have so much technology, and we still are idiots. That's what's crazy, okay? So that's like the first part. Your government doesn't care about you, and the people in the government don't care about you. They care about themselves, and every person is like that. And if you think about this from this perspective, I'm not calling for anything except for the fact that you need to wake up and you need to start using your brain, and you need to make sure you vote for people that care about you and the things that are going to happen in your life and affect you, okay? Why would you vote? Let me put it in a different way, like a different perspective that I can maybe like help people to understand a little bit differently, because my mind just doesn't work the same way. Here's the reality. If you live in America and you vote for someone that hates America, you're dumb, period. Okay, you're dumb. That's it. If you vote for somebody who is I can't even tell you, but for some other kind of foreign religion that doesn't meet the norms of what your religion is, once again, you are stupid. You're literally creating a situation where you're going to get this America to change into whatever that is. And this is what I don't understand. These people think different things are going to happen. Like they never spend the time to look into what these other groups actually are trying to fight for. There's just like, I feel like it's like this. There's one guy at the top, okay? And I'm going to use the example of Hitler because this is the only thing in history that I can remember when I was growing up. What I was taught about is that Hitler was evil, okay? And I'm not going to get into huge detail because I just don't know, but I can just tell you right now, Hitler was an evil person. He maybe didn't start that way, but he got evil because other people around him also helped push him into that situation where he felt like he needed to blame somebody for whatever that problem was. And then it kept getting worse and worse and worse. He killed a lot of people. He maybe didn't personally do it, but he made people want to do that kind of stuff. So that's what happens in this actual world. That's what's happening. So your leaders and the people that you think you can trust are literally calling for the same kind of stuff that Hitler wanted to have done. And you are not doing anything to make the world a safer, better place. You are literally on Hitler's side. That's what's insane. Okay, this is what's insane. And all you got to do is look back in history and you can see what was happening. Hitler divided people. He made an evil race of people or an evil type of person and blamed all their problems on them. he went to genetics and he wanted to figure out who had like a tiniest percent of these specific genetics, and they wanted to kill them all, okay? And they did all types of crazy stuff like that to people, random people. If you went against Hitler, you're dead. They would cut you up. They would do all types of messed up, nasty stuff. And this is exactly where we're at right now. So this is what's insane, is these people that are out there thinking, voting, doing the things that they're doing, they're the ones voting for Hitler. And at the same time, they're calling people that actually want to make the world a better place Hitler. That is what is so freaking insane, okay? Anybody, okay, this is like the main point of this whole thing. Something I remember now, Antifa, I want to say is what it's called. I remember in Portland, they were destroying that town. When we had all these riots going on all around, and I don't know that it was necessarily worldwide, but it was definitely all over America, all in democratic cities, all in places where they just let everything get burnt down and destroyed. And they tried to hide mostly all of it, except for the people that were literally in those situations, like me trying to walk down the street or anything like that. It was so unsafe. We could not live there. The government literally let people take over, and the few people, and a lot of them probably from other countries, funded by horrible people. And on the same side, they were working for probably other governments, okay? Where do you think the money comes from? If you love America, you're not getting paid by a foreign country to make America better. If you hate America, you're the one that is working for another government, bro. This is so funny. Where do you think the money comes from? Every other country wants America. They want to be like America. They want to take over the land of America. They want the people of America. Well, not all of them, that's for sure. And this is what's nuts, is all these people that are trying to fight to basically destroy America are the same ones that are going to be destroyed. That's literally how funny it is. They're doing it to themselves on purpose because they're so dumb they can't see that reality. And I'm only speaking to the country you live in specifically, and because I'm American, this is why I'm saying this. If you came over to America and you're from a different country, this only applies to you if you want to become a real American and you want to step up and you want to make this place better than it is. And the way to do that is to protect it and to keep it America, land of the brave, home of the free, all of that good stuff. You know, since the beginning of time when we wanted this and we worked so hard and our ancestors came over here, and yes, did we kill some people and defeat this place? That's what it's called. That's what we did. That's what every country on this planet has done. And you know what we're doing now? We're trying to go back in time and pretend like we owe all these people all this stuff that we don't owe them. Do you know what happened? We live in this new society, and we should make the society as good as possible. You can never make this society better by going back in time, trying to blame all these people. We can only learn from history and not repeat it. And this is what's happening, is we are repeating it. We're doing it right now because we put all these people in power that are absolute shits. They don't care about us. They're not making the world a better place. All they want to do is make money, stockpile it. Those same people are getting on planes, going to China, going over to Iran, going over to frickin' who's that other person that everybody hates right now or doesn't like or whatever, Russia and all this kind of stuff. The same people that are crying about how bad Russia is and the people of Russia and Russia as a country and China and on and on and on. Those are the same people that are literally accepting money to destroy America for them. Do you get that? How stupid that sounds? Wake up, okay? Wake up. Think about your life and what you want to do with your life, and stop working for the enemy, other governments. If you live in America or you're in a specific country, you should be making your country as good and as safe as possible for the most amount of people that live there for the things they want to do. And that's stuff like starting a family, owning a business, working a good life, being able to just like spend your time in your community, being able to go places safely, doing all that kind of stuff. That's the stuff that matters, okay? Whatever you care about that is not related to that is irrelevant, okay? Those things should always come first. It's just like, it's like, I don't even understand how I'm the smart one when I already had part of my brain cut out, that I have thought about these things and I'm already understanding how stupid people are because they are so dumb. And that's what it comes down to. You're not smart because you think some kind of way, and you're like trying to destroy America from within and like make it some kind of better place, because that's not what's going to happen. This is how simple it is. Do a little bit of research, see what happened to the Germans, see what happened to other countries when they were like, oh, we're going to destroy. Another good one is the all these revolutions that have happened around the world. Look at it, history, we've tracked it. They never work out the way that most people think they're going to, because most people are corrupt and dumb, and they're listening to somebody who speaks well, and they're listening to somebody who looks sexy and all that kind of stuff. And then what happens is they get so screwed up that they think that's the reality, and they literally destroy their lives. And if you go back in history and you actually look at it, I guarantee you every single person involved in every one of those, except for the people that are still in power, would regret that decision and never do it if they could go back and change what it was. And the reason is because they didn't know what was going to happen, because they were too stupid to think about what would happen and what the future would be like if that person got in power, or if that thing happened, or whatever. They were just like, hey, let's bring a whole bunch of people from another country. Let's bring a bunch of religion in from another country. Let's bring a ton of different factors in from other countries. And let's give all the free money to those people that everyone in our actual community has been paying for hundreds of years, thousands of years in some communities. And we're going to take all the money from them. We're not going to take care of our own people, our elderly people, the people that went to war for us and everything else. We're going to let all those guys go to shit, all those girls go to shit, and we're going to take care of all these people that are from totally different countries. And it's not because maybe they don't deserve some of it. It's because they've already screwed their own countries up. And we're not going to go there and try to help them. We're going to bring them here and let them screw us up too. How dumb does that sound? And if you think that doesn't sound like, if you think you're somebody who thinks that's a great reality to go to, you're an idiot. That's how straightforward this is. It's so basic, okay? It's so basic. And I guess this video is going to get a little bit longer because I'm going to add a couple other things into it so I can move on. And then I think my whole brain has like whatever. It's like I get to, it's like all out and I don't have to worry about it anymore. So one of the most important things I can say about this is that recent thing that happened with Charlie Kirk. You know how many people came out? And first off, I'll try to keep it as simple as possible. The person that killed Charlie Kirk is a bad person, period. It doesn't matter what their religion is. It doesn't matter where they came from. It doesn't matter what their family is. It doesn't matter whether they bowed down to Trump or didn't bow down to Trump, or they loved all these other people, or whatever the situation is. They were fucking bad, period. Okay? So anybody that's trying to justify this on one side and be like, oh, but they loved this kind of person, that does not matter. Okay? They are evil, period. Why would any of that even be relevant? Why? I saw some kind of news clip where some guy was talking about how clearly this guy just murdered Charlie Kirk, and then he called up his girlfriend, boyfriend, mixed person, whatever, and was like, oh, I love you. Why the fuck would that matter? He literally just killed somebody. You were obviously dumb as hell. Why do we even put up with this stuff anymore, man? Like, this seems so stupid to me. We're like, how would that person even have that thought in his head? Why does it matter if you're gay, if you're lesbian, if you're a man, if you're a woman, if you're black, if you're white? All of that does not matter. Your religion, anything else that I can think of that I can't think of, none of that matters. If you kill somebody else, you are evil, period. Okay? Especially in a situation related to something like Charlie Kirk. You killed that person because you don't like them. Okay? You don't like what they say. And that guy, all he did was talk. He literally died because the other person did not want him to speak. No free speech. And we live in America where our free speech is supposed to be protected. But do you know what happens? We protect all the dumbest shits possible who are going to do horrible things to people, who want to be online talking all this BS crap, saying how bad we are, saying kill everybody, saying we got to take this fight to them, saying we got to hurt them, all this kind of stuff. We're protecting that kind of speech. But we're not protecting people that just want to go and actually talk to people and just be like, hey, tell me your perspective. I'll tell you mine. Let's like talk about this. Okay? That's free speech. But what we're doing is we are enabling evil people. And this is the reality. It doesn't matter what your religion is. If you're willing to pick in the current year that we live in, okay? 2025. I'm pretty sure this is 2025. It doesn't matter what your religion is. If you're willing to kill somebody else over your religion, you are evil and you're going to go to hell and you're going to burn. And when you die, okay, because all of us will die, when you die and you think you're going up there and your God is going to go to you and be like, good job, that's not going to happen. And you know why I know? Because that's not a real reality. That's just how simple it is, all right? There's two potential things that are going to happen. One, nothing exists and you're just gone. What that means is only people here that remember you will remember you. So if you do something horrible, you're going to be remembered, as long as you get remembered, for being a shit ass person, for killing people, for murdering people, and whatever else has to do with that. You're going to go down in the history books as basically being Hitler, okay? So if that's really what you wanted, I guess you got what you got. Do you know what I'm saying? But how dumb does that sound? Somehow you want to like convince yourself that you can go kill somebody over free speech or because of your religion, and that makes you a good person? Those things don't even go together. You know what how am I the only person that has figured this out? Like, this doesn't make sense. You're not smart. You're not like better than other people. You don't get to decide who should live and die. That's not supposed to be in your hands. And because of the situation that we live in right now, if you control anybody else, if you're above somebody else in any way, you should not have that authority, period. Because I'm a human and you're a human, and we live in this society where all of us should be able to make our own choices, and we should also be held accountable for the things we do, period. There should be universal laws. There should be, everything is set up and basic. It all makes total sense. If you need food, go somewhere and ask for food. Don't go rob somebody, okay? If you want to kill somebody because you want money from them or whatever else, and you do that, you deserve to die. That's how simple that is. Just get a system that's basic and in place that does not protect bad people, period. Because all we have done is protected bad people for the last 5 or 6 years. We have literally protected bad people over and over and over, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse. And this stuff seems so basic and simple to me because I just look differently at these things. And we're so worried about all these emotional aspects that don't matter. And this is the situation. You are so worried about the emotional aspect of one single person that you will allow that person to go back out in the community and hurt hundreds and thousands of other people. Do you know what that makes you? A shit person, period. Okay? Do you know what's going to happen to you? It doesn't matter what your religion is. You're going to go to hell. There you go. And I forgot the second part. And hell also could mean nothing. So you might die and you're going to go into a void and it's going to mean nothing. So whatever you did that wasn't positive, that didn't help other people, means that you were evil, period. That's how straightforward it is. Every one of us should be working towards making the world a better place, period. Okay? So if you follow a religion that says hurt other people, you should stop doing it. That's how simple it is. Okay? Because there's no way that there's a real God out there that is looking down upon us and watching us, especially if you believe that he's out there and he created us and whatever. There's no way that God out there wants us to kill each other. That's how straightforward and simple it is. So that being the actual reality, there's only two ways. There's either nothing or there's a God. I personally believe that there's a God. I believe there's a God that made everything, that set universal laws in place or whatever the situation is. I don't think we actually can understand what that God is, because we think it is what it is because we have created documents and scrolls and books to try to explain it to us as humans. But there's no way that us as humans, and because of how basic we are, can understand the depths and the complexities. So because of that, we know that there's either nothing or that there's God. And I believe that there's God. So that means what I try to base my life on and the things that I think about has something at least to do with that. And I think that in general, my basic idea is as good as I can. I want to be as nice as I can. I want to help people as much as I can. And I don't want to make the world a worse place, okay? I don't want to push any buttons that blow up planets and blow up other communities and all that other kind of stuff. I don't want to do that stuff. I just want to make the world a better place. And everybody else should be at that same level. And if you're not at that level, you're an evil person, period. And I'm sorry to tell you, but I think that you need a reality check because you can't push buttons and kill people your entire life and then ask for forgiveness in the last 10 seconds and go to heaven. That's not going to happen. I already understand that. It's just not going to happen. You can't live your entire life being a horrible person and then just like flip a button and all of a sudden be like, okay, now I'm healed and everything's gone and I'm a good person now and God's going to forgive me. No, that's not going to be what the reality is. Now, obviously, a lot of that depends on what we're actually talking about. I mean, you steal candy from a store or you're hungry and you get some food or whatever. Yeah, I don't think that stuff matters pretty much at all. But you kill people, you do it on purpose. Maybe you do it once and then you're basically like repentant your entire life and you change your life. Those things could be a little bit different. But you kill multiple people, you do it on purpose because you hate them. Anything related to that, I don't personally think that there will ever be a situation where you can ever be forgiven. And I'm not the world leader. I'm not it's not doctor, but I'm not the spiritual like person that makes those decisions. I'm not God. So I have no idea, but I do know that if you don't live the best possible life you can, then you're always going to be hurting other people. And there's no way that the God in heaven is going to look at you and go, oh, even though you were shit, I'm letting you in. Welcome. I could guarantee you that's not going to happen. Probably there's just going to be this. You know what I mean? Like an ant squished. So that's an unfortunate reality. But man, so many people out there need to wake up. And us as normal humans, and I consider myself a normal American human person that just wants to live a good life. I want to have a safe family. I want to be able to own my own stuff that I do. I want to be able to work as hard as I want to build what I want to without the government stealing it from me, without other people stealing it from me. And I want to be able to walk down the street and I want to be safe. I don't want to have to worry about freaking drug addicts on the road or all over the place and just causing problems and hurting people because we are not able to just decide that that's not okay. It doesn't matter about your religion and anything else. It's not okay to allow people to live like that, period. And in the past, all of those kind of people would have died because the communities would not have taken care of them. They just would have died and they would have been gone. So now, guess what we have? We have the brain power, we have the medicine, we have the tools, we have the money. We clearly can help those people if we want to, but we don't. And the reason we don't is because our government sucks. And if you don't understand that, you're just stupid. Stop giving them money. Vote for the smallest possible government. Give that money back to the communities that actually want to go out there and do something good to help those people. I'm talking about churches and synagogues and religious places where those people actually want to help. And if those people have perspectives where they want to hurt other people that aren't part of their religions, then they need to not get anything. Why would you ever want to help those kind of people that want to hurt other people, other groups of people? Everybody should be free. This is how simple it is. Everybody in America and all around the world should be free. Okay? If you want to go to a country, you can go there and you follow their rules. And that's it. And if you don't follow their rules, then they put you in jail. They take care of that business. And if you don't do that, then you can live good and you can do what you want to. And everybody should be able to do that. That is the literal reality of how life should be. But we're not doing that. It's because it's because me, and it's because other people are just not voting properly. We are allowing the government to rule us. And that's not what we should do. Why would we ever want to give our control to everybody else? That's how stupid all this is. And that's literally what you're doing by voting for big government that makes millions of departments, that tries to departmentalize and corrupt every little section so people can't work together to find and fix problems. We allow all these bad things to happen. You don't think that we could have stopped Charlie Kirk's assassination? Of course we could have. That guy's probably been on a radar. People already knew about it. Plenty of other people in that guy's life knew that he was probably going to go do this stuff. And they were just like, I agree with you. Do you know what I mean? That is dumb as hell. How dumb is that? Every single person, everybody who was involved in that situation should pay some part of a price. I can't tell you what the level is, but they should take it to the full extent of the law, and people should do what they need to do. And it should be used. This is a great way to use this as an example for other people to think about, not to do this kind of stuff. I don't deserve to be murdered because you don't like me or my opinion. And the same thing goes to you. And I think that's the line that should be drawn. You want to come talk to me? You want me to talk to you? Whatever. I think that's incredible. I have nothing against anybody except for people that want to hurt or kill other people. That's about it. You can be or act or whatever, like however you want to, as long as it doesn't affect me. I don't care. Do it on your own property though. If you're affecting other people, it's a problem. If you want to hurt other people, that's a problem. It's like so basic. It doesn't even need to get more complicated than that. If you're a bad person and you want to do bad things, then you should go to a bad place, period. Okay? That's it. Why do we live in a civilized society where we create things to make bad people better, to make bad people live longer? We glorify bad people doing bad things. How does that make sense? It just doesn't. It just makes all of us dumber, all of us unsafe. It just doesn't make sense, man. I mean, it does make sense. It makes perfect sense. Other people out there, evil people, whatever you want to believe in, the devil, evil religions, just actual evil people, whatever. Those are the ones that are controlling the world right now, and they're only getting more power. And because people are so stupid and gullible, they're watching those people that look really good, and they're going, man, that guy looks nice. Man, that lady looks nice. I like what they say. They are telling me they're going to help me, but then they do the exact opposite, and those same people never even look twice. They never even did that person do what they said they're going to do. Nah, they just keep voting that way. You know why? Because a name means, oh, it's a Republican, I'm just voting that way. Oh, it's a Democrat, I'm just voting that way. That's dumb as hell. And I hope that you, as a human out there, if you ever watch this video, man, I hope you get stronger. I don't know what's going to happen in the future because I'm probably not going to be there. But I sure hope for my kids' sake and for everyone else who's younger than me, everybody else who's my age that might live 50 more years, gosh, man, wake up. Wake up. Start voting. Get involved. Do you know how long it takes to frickin' vote? 5 minutes, bro. 5 minutes. Especially if you live in a state where you can do voting like in Oregon, where it's probably super rigged because you can get yourself like 20 ballots and then you could vote for whoever you want to. That should probably also go away as well. If you want to have people that love America, they should be willing to go to a poll station and actually vote, just like my parents had to, the grandparents before that, and all those other generations. Will that make things better? Will it, what will it do? I don't have any idea. But I do know that we're in that situation where everybody's crying and whining about who rigged elections and everything else. And the best thing that you can do to try to make it as unrigged as possible is to create a situation where you have to show ID. Duh. Why is that even a question, man? If you're the kind of person that's like, well, we shouldn't have people show ID because they're so retarded that they don't know what ID is or the internet and they can't push buttons, then those people shouldn't fucking vote, you dumb bitch. Think about it. Duh. And why should they be able to vote if they're not in the country that you live in? If they haven't put money into the Social Security system, if they aren't paying taxes, if they're freaking not helping the community, if they're just out there stealing from everybody and creating problems, then they should not be able to vote. This is so basic, man. Think about your life. Gosh, all these same people that are so dumb, that are in that whole side of things, and I've seen plenty of them, it's not because they're like, it's not necessarily like some of them are not bad people. They're just dumb as hell. That's what it comes down to. They've watched somebody who looks super sexy, who tells them a specific way, who tells them they got to do these specific things. And they're just like, oh, I'm just going to pick it up because it's a video game and I'm going to go do it and it's going to make the world a better place. Guess what? Look at the history over the last 5 to 7 years. And not what you think is history, not CNN or any of those other bullshit places. Just look at some of the videos online about normal people like you, like me, who have taken video, okay, of what has actually happened, and look at it and make your own decision, okay? Don't listen to your friend who's dumb as hell. Don't listen to some freaking crackhead who talks well, but who literally spews venom all day long. All day long. Never any good stuff. Always trying to defend a position that's full of shit. Always trying to be like it's the other place's faults and whatever. I just want everybody to get along. I want everybody to be happy, to be healthy, to live how they want, to be free. Everyone. That's how simple that is. Everyone. You know why? Every life matters. That's what it should be. Every life. As soon as you want to turn it into that situation where it's my life or it's your life or it's a specific life, you are worthless, period. You're the bad person. That's it. It does not get more complicated or more easy than that. That's how simple it is. Everyone's the same. Everyone. Or nobody is. That's how basic it is, man. Woo! I think that's the end of this video.